Greetings and welcome to Taco Tuesday, and I have been transformed into an alien. This video is going to be very in-depth, and you're going to want to stick around for the full length of this video because we're going to be talking about how to make a ton of GP on RuneScape, whether it's on old school RuneScape or RuneScape 3, pretty much by junk items. And we can also talk about how to turn yourself into an alien. But on top of that, happy Taco Tuesday. Hopefully everyone's going to have some great, wonderful tacos of your flavors tonight. Looking at myself kind of green. I mean, it was cool for like a minute or two. But yes, this video is going to cover a wide range of making GP because, well, we all want to make GP on this game so we can either buy weapons and equipment to do some raiding, some bossing, or we can just buy some cosmetic, wonderful, expensive items to walk around and show off your hard work. Or the other option is you just make GP to get like 99s and stuff, right? I think those are like the three premise, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned for this video, podcast, I should say. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and also let me know in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and get started right here. Actually, before we get started, some stuff that I do want to go over because it was kind of really a crazy early morning in the world of RuneScape. If you woke up super early, kind of like I am a morning butterfly, my schedule is pretty much like getting out of bed around like 5:30, 5:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Typically, I'll log on to my phone on mobile and I'll do a passive little bird run, make some GP there. And, well, I noticed that I couldn't connect. So, the first thing that came to my brain is that the apocalypse has started! RuneScape is down! Jesus is coming back, right? Or maybe they're just doing maintenance. So, the old school RuneScape team did post on their Twitter page that they did have some maintenance, which did spiral a whole bunch of down servers. Where are we? Let's go ahead and see. Yes. Right here. Come on. There you go. Game updates, approximately 4.5 hours. And it was also still down. We were pleased to announce planned maintenance has been completed. So pretty much maintenance. What was kind of really weird is that RuneScape 3 was actually down as well. Because normally if it's just maintenance on RS3. I don't believe it's affected on RS3, but a lot of people on my Discord server was basically pretty much saying, hey, you know, RS3 is being affected too. So there is quite a few updates going on this morning. But it's back. RuneScape is back up. No worries. All good. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into this video because I really don't have too many updates to really talk about. We're going to be selling a lot of things in my bank, and I'm going to show, and hopefully this video motivates. I make these videos showing my wealth on this game, not to really shove into people's faces, but more so as kind of like a motivation of if you follow what I do on this game, you could very well achieve a bank like mine, or very close to the amount of GP that I make on a monthly basis. So I make a lot of passive GP on this game, and I really don't play RuneScape often. When I say often, I mean like how I used to. Believe it or not, I play RuneScape. I play RS3 1 hour a night as I'm watching a movie, typically later in the evening. And then overall, my gameplay on old school RuneScape is typically about, I want to say maybe less than 3 hours a day. So all in all, I can really be on RuneScape for maybe between 3-4 hours a day. There was a point in my life years ago where that was beyond like 10 hours out of the day. But Obviously, I don't have the time to do that anymore. I know a lot of you all have plenty of time to do that, which is wonderful. But even with that small amount of time, I'm able to bring in a ton of passive amount of GP on a monthly basis. Passive means, for anyone who doesn't know, it's things that you do very... you don't really put a lot of time and effort into it. Passive income into, the real world outside of RuneScape would be like managing a Airbnb, managing a rental, having rental income, Airbnb income, maybe like a profitable side business that you really don't have to do a lot of effort or work into. I really don't do a lot of effort and work into developing a birdhouse tab, and at the same time, I do Slayer, or rather I've been doing Slayer here and there, not really doing a whole bunch of effort, but still I'm left with a whole bunch of juicy profits. So this is pretty much making GP very passively on this game that you can do. And I have quite a few videos also, which I do want to bring up, which is definitely worth a watch. And we are on episode 8, I believe, out of these podcasts that I started doing, which I'm really excited to see how the next 2 weeks goes. Because, like I said, at the end of the 2 weeks, I would like to do kind of pretty much like a recap. But down below are all my links. And also a link to the playlist as well that I put all these podcasts on. This new podcast, episode 8, will be in that playlist as well. But if you haven't seen my other... my cam is going haywire. If you haven't seen my other pods, I definitely suggest diving into them. The Last of Us on RuneScape pretty much refers to anyone that has played RuneScape before the Grand Exchange that came out in November, late November, I believe November 26th of 2007. Because there are a lot of people on this game that have played RuneScape during that period. And we are definitely a dying breed. But I've pretty much kind of transformed the title of these pods now into just more a conglomerate of everything, because we're also talking about relevant stuff, we're also talking about old stuff as well. The pod that I uploaded this past Saturday was talking about what if hypothetically RuneScape 2 actually had Ironmans. Ooh, that was a fun podcast for me to actually make, and it's also very interesting to think about what if 2009 RuneScape actually had legitimate Ironman accounts. How many people would actually opt into doing Ironman? Believe it or not a lot of people said they would. And I don't blame you. It's a lot of work, man. Significantly a lot of work. I really do wish I was sipping on a Modelo right now, and I probably will be later tonight. But, yeah, no, it's virgin water right now. But, have no worries. Taco Tuesday will be, Taco Tuesday is pretty much like an all-day thing. You could theoretically have tacos for breakfast. I've never done that, but I'm actually considering doing some tacos for breakfast and maybe gnawing on them, filming a pod super early and pretty much just gnawing on some tacos. Hopefully I don't make a whole bunch of you all really, really hungry. But before we dive hard into some GP... making some GP methods, want to really do a recap on some old videos that I found. This video obviously wasn't too old. This video was last month, or rather, August 13th. So about last month, or rather, I ended up putting this video together August 13th, but I ended up selling my monthly passive junk loot in my bank beginning of August, and I ended up having to sell because birdhouses were kind of really dipping. But even after 1 month of just doing passive stuff on this game, I ended up walking away with about 55 mil GP. And if you're barely playing RuneScape, especially for old school RuneScape, having a monthly source of GP for 55 mil, I don't really think that's bad. Because I'm not losing any money, but I'm growing my bank as I go through 99 prayer, unfortunately, which prayer is a utter, just like a humdinger. It is just a absolutely GP money-making skill, and it's actually pretty incredible how the price of prayer has just skyrocketed, mainly because of the bones, obviously, and with the prayer demand for old school RuneScape, so many different factors. But it's kind of ironic because 2 years ago, I ended up buying 99 Construction on old school RuneScape, and 99 Construction ended up costing me about 104 mil. I ended up doing Oak Dungeon doors with not a demon butler, because I actually found out that a regular butler was cheaper. And yeah, it was a little over 100 mil. 99 prayer at the time would have cost me 77 mil. Yeah, I should have gone with prayer. And I thought about it. Well, I don't want construction to skyrocket anymore, so I might as well do construction. And ironically, 99 construction is very inexpensive now compared to prayer. But today, I'm going to be selling my junk tab, and I'm going to be buying maybe 2 prayer levels, but even 2 prayer levels of the bones that I'm using, because I'm not going crazy amounts. I'm going, where are we? Gilded Altar, there we go. Whew, that makes a world of difference, huh? I'm using, where are you guys? I'm not using these Wyvern bones, I'm using these ones. So, 175, obviously they're not dragon, they're a little slower, but as you see, the GP difference is definitely much different than compared to something like absolutely just crazy. Obviously, a lot of people want to do it very quickly for superior dragon bones, and I get it, but for me, I'm not looking to completely drain my bank. But yeah, I mean, 1 prayer level is costing me about 8 mil. That's just a little crazy if you think about it. If I were to do dragon bones, that's almost a 2 mil increase. Obviously a bunch of less bones, but personally, I love hoarding GP. I got a whole bunch of plans for the remainder of this year with a whole bunch of other GP. I ended up taking 400 mil about 4 months ago, and I bought all Third Age items, and now I'm up on my investment about 150 mil GP. So, yeah, it makes more sense to definitely save GP when you can. That's another strategy when it comes to making GP. If you have the option to save GP, but to have a little more patience, you always want to go with the patience. Patience definitely does pay off on this game. Some people will argue, and some people will say, oh, it's an unorthodox way of playing. No, that's just a BS way of saying that you are impatient. Yeah, NightmareRH definitely has plenty of patience on this game. The last couple videos I basically pretty much want to show you all that I ended up finding. I found this video that I uploaded, eons ago. Absolutely just eons ago. 2013 December. I ended up, how much is your RuneScape junk worth? This is on RS3. Let's see. I think I ended up finding a large amount of GP in my bank. Like, pretty much like hidden GP in my bank. Let's see. Do I actually show the total amount? Okay, maybe this video is not like the best for me to use. I think I only ended up having like 2.5 mil GP in this video. Yeah, that was definitely not a great one. Okay, this is actually a better one. the power of having junk in your bank that can pretty much turn you into a mega millionaire on any client of RuneScape, whether it's RS3, whether it's old school RuneScape. I ended up selling my junk in this video for 17.4 million, and it was primarily like pure junk. But then again, it's kind of humorous because a lot of people will say that birdhouses, the stuff you get from birdhouses, are also junk. The stuff you get from Slayer and also pick up on RuneScape is also, in a way, junk. But as for this junk tab, which was about, I actually remember doing this, August 10th, 2014. This junk tab was about 2 to 3 months of junk in my bank. And I would make these videos occasionally. I ended up showing them more so on Steam. Not Steam, Twitch. Twitch TV. I was live streaming during this period. Really picking up live streaming. But the last video that I pretty much have to recap to myself, then we gotta start doing some stuff on RuneScape. This one was fairly recent. When I say fairly recent, I mean not really. I don't even remember making this video. May 13th, 2008. This was in my old house, in my my man cave dungeon. Oh yeah, I had a finished basement. The whole reason I bought that house was because of the finished basement that I turned into a streaming beat bop laboratory. I did have the bung board in this video. I actually had a drone holding up the bung board. Oh boy. Hidden wealth in my bank. I ended up finding a whole bunch of wealth. Now this was on RS3 again. I believe I ended up having, let's see, how much hidden wealth, because during this period I was still very much doing a lot of things in RS3. But even after about like a month, 2 months, I ended up accumulating just 32 mil. 32 mil nowadays in RS3 is an absolute joke. Like, it's 32 mil on old school RuneScape after about a month of passive income. That's actually worth something. But on RS3 nowadays, yeah, it's kind of really not worth diddly squat. Okay, so those are the only videos I really have to show. But, yeah, right now we're going to be primarily doing stuff on old school RuneScape. And one of the things that I do get asked a lot is, what do you do with these little egg type things? And real quick, if any of you all are not in a old school RuneScape clan, I say this respectfully, if you're not in a old school RuneScape clan, I actually do have a old school RuneScape clan that I did make for all you people. You got to click down here on these little thingamajiggies, and then you go to like friends chat, then you click the green bubbles. Rather, I should say, you click on view other clan, and then you're going to type find NightmareRH. My clan is always recruiting. We are a social, welcoming, pretty much like do everything type clan. But like you said, if you're not in a clan and would like to join mine, you are more than welcome to. Just stop by and somebody will recruit you. But I'm not trying to poach at all. If you're happy in a clan, then by all means stay in your clan. You can always drop by or join my Discord server and tag me and, you know, say, hey, what's up, Nightmare? If I don't reply right away, I might be making a shrimp taco. Tonight, I think I'm going to go with the shrimp tacos. Yeah, it's going to be a Shrimp Taco Tuesday, man. I love Taco Tuesday so much. Oh, boy. Otherwise, besides me rambling on about food, and hopefully I didn't make any of you all hungry, and I actually just made myself very hungry. I love Taco Tuesdays, man. Oh, okay, we gotta dive into this pod now. So, junk to millions, very possible to do. And to the naked eye, a lot of these items, not so much Slayer, but a lot of these items, especially like these, like eggs, people overlook. And the reason why I have GP in my inventory, we'll get to that probably a little bit later. But believe it or not, I actually picked up like a ton of this junk, just like off the ground from people and stuff. I ended up cooking 1,000 lobsters, which I do guys sell. I ended up doing that for one of my previous podcasts. But yeah, these items play a big role in passive income on this game because a lot of people kind of really forget that the vast majority of RuneScapians enjoy watching people do high-level things. But the vast majority of RuneScapians, believe it or not, do not like doing high-level stuff, which is the reason why they would rather watch other people do high-level PVM, do raiding, do PKing, you know, you name it and stuff, right? The vast majority of RuneScapians don't have billions and billions of GP. And like I said, I hope this video motivates a lot of people to really start, like, passively building your RuneScape bank. Because even if you don't play RuneScape in a active status, and if you play RuneScape in a more of like a AFK-able status, kind of like me in a way right now, then doing stuff like this is going to benefit your bank and your GP growth significantly. Absolutely significantly. But I've had multiple people say to me, like, they're like, hey, what do you do with all these eggs and stuff? Because I actually had a clan member that was going to drop their eggs, and I had sirens going off in my brain. It literally, like, GP sirens. Oh, and by the way, hopefully everyone had a great Labor Day weekend. If you celebrate Labor Day, hopefully you had a great day off yesterday. If not, whatever you did yesterday, hopefully your day was spectacular. I had a great day. I ended up buying a new monitor. Yes! 27-inch Asus gaming monitor. Picked it up for a little under $300 from Amazon. Was on sale. I'm currently using, believe it or not, and don't laugh, or actually you should laugh. If you have any eggs, by the way, come to the Woodcutting Guild. Come to this shrine-looking thing that looks like a butthole in the ground. Yeah, so take your eggs and throw it into this butthole, and you're going to get prayer EXP, and the eggs are going to turn into bird nests with seeds. So, 2012, I think it was April 2012, I ended up buying a 32-inch flat-screen plasma Samsung TV for $500. Crazy. For $500, I could buy like a 60-inch TV. And I've been using it as a dual monitor for years. It's pretty incredible. Well, it kind of just, you know, just did one of those. So it's going to be a good upgrade. I mean, hey, I'm a firm believer in using technology until it dies, which is the reason why these babies are still operational. Amazing things that duct tape can do. But when your TV monitor kind of poops itself, there's only so much, you know, there's only so much you can do. Although I can't wait. My monitor is coming today. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm actually having some technical issues, believe it or not, with HDOS and also other applications. And I'm like, is it HDOS? No, it can't be HDOS. I'm still in the works for doing an interview, by the way. That might be later this week, potentially, or sometime early next week. But, yeah, I'm like, there's no way it could be the client's fault. Then I did some troubleshooting, and I plugged in a different monitor, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is definitely, this gotta go. We gotta get a new monitor, man. So otherwise, I'm very excited. I had a great Labor Day myself, and like I said, hopefully everyone. There's no reason why no one should have had a bad day yesterday unless something tragic happened to you. Which, if that's the case, then yeah, I'd say, you know, prayers and thoughts goes out to you, and there's always tomorrow. Always tomorrow, which is Taco Tuesday. Unfortunately, Wednesday is not Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is something different. But otherwise, yeah, so An egg in your bank. Like right now, I have eggs in my bank that I'm turning into GP. And some of these seeds that I get are just incredible. Incredible. Absolutely just incredible. Believe it or not, I used to drop these eggs years ago. And then when I found out about what these eggs actually did, I ended up just doing one of those about like 100 times. Not, you know, I'm doing it very softly for the sake of this video, but it was definitely a bum kicking that I did. And it's pretty crazy how a lot of these eggs and a lot of junk in your bank can definitely turn into a lot of GP that people just aren't aware of. And I got a little story. I'm not sure how many of you people remember this. It's definitely, let me see if I can actually find a video really quickly of this. So years ago, I actually had a really good friend of mine, Stockkeeper. That name might ring a bell. Stockkeeper, Stottkeeper. Really good friend of mine. He made some videos. He did some live streaming. Stockkeeper. Man. Bandos. I got so many bandos. Let me see. Me and him did a bunch of streams together. And then, ooh. Let's see this. Okay, I found it. So it's actually, oh, this was such a long time ago. Woo! This brings back some definitely memories. But me and him would do bandos. Me and him would do the Corporal Beast on RuneScape 3 for live streams and stuff. And he ended up buying all these elegant robes years ago. Or elegant, like, equipment, whatever they're pretty much called. I think they're like blue elegant something. They're like elegant outfits, right? And something happened in the game where they became more rare. And he was like a hoarder, man. Just like how I'm kind of a hoarder with like rare items, and I'm also kind of a hoarder with when it comes to like Third Age now on old school RuneScape. He was a hoarder in the sense of pretty much like hoarding like these elegant outfits. And he had like dozens and dozens of like sets. If you go ahead and search for this video on my channel, the title of this video actually got demonetized, which is a little bit shameful because the video was so funny. January 1st, New Year's Eve day, 2015. I actually remember this because I was extremely hungover. But he basically pretty much just died at Bandos. He got one hit by Bandos in RS3, which was hilarious. And I was just, I could not, I ended up crying on live stream because it was just, it was one of those things that was just absolutely just too funny to like really overlook. However, besides me trolling him, he ended up showing his bank, and what I saw was pretty remarkable. I actually gotta pull this stuff up right now. I only got one more inventory of seeds to really do with these eggs, which is definitely really nice. And I actually didn't really mean to tie up like most of this pod with me doing some like eggs and stuff, but it does go in because if you do passive things on this game for about a month, well, you kind of really accumulate a lot of things that might be a lot of junky type items. I've talked to a few other people about junk they pretty much like include. Did a imp just literally spawn? Okay, we're gonna leave you alone, Mr. MP. Hopefully you bring me some good luck and good fortune. But so Stockkeeper had all of these items in his bank. And if you are just listening to this pod, I'm just showing elegant, stuff on the screen. He had like 10, 20 of like all of this, just like stuff. He was hoarding them all. And I don't even know why he was hoarding them. Now, years ago, back during 2015, these things were actually very expensive. Let's see, 1 month, 6 month. There was a point in time where these things were incredibly expensive. And I believe they were like over 10, 20 mil each. Something happened where they ended up like having a gigantic spike in value. Like, it's a large spike in value because it used to be like 50 or like 60K. But for whatever reason, Stockkeeper was just accumulating a whole bunch of these things. And it turns out that he ended up having, like, his bank was like well over like $1 billion. Like, you're talking like close to like a couple $100 million in elegant, it's items. But it goes to show you that you could have items in your bank on this game that you don't even know are really just like valuable type items. Eggs are really a significant big one on here that a lot of people just really overlook. And like I said, the other day, somebody told me that they were gonna throw some of these things away, and I'm like, woo! I used to do that. I love how we can tell these random events to go take a hike, which is just so good. So good, because there used to be a point in time where you could not do that, believe it or not. You actually had to battle the demons of random events, and it was the most annoying thing on the planet. But okay. So we just spent, I don't even know, maybe like 10 minutes turning essentially junk into massive GP. And I guarantee you we're going to get probably most likely a dragon fruit tree seed, which is so much GP, out of all these nests that we ended up getting. These nests are worth so much GP. Like I said, people really overlook them. It's incredible. But let's go ahead and see. What did we... What did we just get for a whole bunch of these nests? Because I guarantee you we just got a bunch of great seeds that could very well be overlooked. Is that a U seed? Magic seed. Booyah! How much is magic seed? Hang on. Blast from the past right there, yes. Do I not have like the GE? For some reason my plugins are not... Oh, okay, it's because I think I disabled something. I'll just do a price check. It's not worries. Okay, so magic seed, definitely. One magic seed, but I still think we can pull out a dragon fruit tree seed, which is like the mother of all seeds. But it just goes to show you how many of you all that are watching this video that wish you probably never had dropped. Okay, this is becoming a little annoying. What are we doing? Inventory space? Come on, man. Imagine if Jagex increased your inventory spaces from 28 to like 30. Does anyone know the chaos that would actually bring to this game? I was actually just talking about that to a friend of mine the other night, and we're like, what if the inventory spaces on this game increased by 2 notches? Believe it or not, that would have such a humongous impact on this game that you would not even believe until you actually saw, like, the outcome. Because the amount of money that you would make by skilling an hour would increase. The amount of money you would make by bossing an hour would go up significantly because you could bring more food. Everything would change. It would just be utterly just really shocking if you actually think about it. I should make a whole podcast just dedicated. What if Jagex changed the inventory spaces? But it really is like something good to really think about. And there might be a point in time where, hey, Jagex may very well say, hey, we're going to increase these inventory spaces because we gotta make a new skill on this game. And the new skill requires a lot more inventory spaces. But yeah, believe it or not, if we increase inventory spaces, it would have like such a humongous devastation effect. It just would be a little chaotic. Computer sounds, shut up! Sorry about that. I got multiple things going off my computer at once. Plus, I'm also trying to watch multiple things in a different monitor here. But, okay, you know, maybe we're not going to get a dragon fruit tree seed here. But we definitely pulled out this magic seed. Which, by all means, no complaints at all. Definitely great to actually have. And let's see, is there any more nests? I think we got them. All right, let's do a quick price check of what this stuff pretty much accumulates to. Okay, well, slap me in my face, right? I kind of thought this was going to be a lot more, but I guess our RNG is just a little kind of poopy today. If we had the dragon fruit seed, obviously this would be a lot more, but we're also not counting the bird nests. We also picked up 120-something bird nests, and that is, what is that? That's like 700, 100, that's about like 700k, that we just picked up. So, yeah, but it goes to show you, hit it, like stuff that you would think is useless, really is not. On top of everything, can't believe, whoo, it's been a while. Like I said, I love talking and can talk for a while, and I know a lot of you are enjoying longer, in-depth videos, so if you've made it this far, then definitely let me know in the comment section below. But okay, so we pretty much have now, let me go all. Pretty much now have accumulated every single thing we need to, really, for selling our monthly junk tab and turning into some juicy GP. So this 2.1 mil, to go on the backstory of it really quickly, I'm still slowly leveling Slayer to 85 for a goal of mine. See if I can actually get some Abbey Demon tasks. After watching a lot of the Araxor style videos, I don't know if NightmareRH is going to be able to take on the gigantic angry spider. It's going to take a lot of effort, but oh, it's definitely going to take a lot of effort for me to actually kill that doodad. But you know, I may, if Abbey Demons are really just bringing me whips nonstop, then sure. But the way, what I pretty much do by making millions of GP is whatever side GP that I make from Slayer, I pretty much throw to like an item. And the item that I've been slowly throwing, even though I've been not really doing Slayer consistently, is a Bandos chestplate. So I ended up putting together like little over 7 mil for a Bandos chestplate, which I'm actually going to be picking up today. And I do want to make more in-depth like GP strategy type videos talking about how you can buy items on this game, but you can also not completely drain your bank. Yeah, I just tried buying 7 million chest plates. Hey, it's hard multitasking. You all try to do it. Okay, so anyways, we got 7 mil saved up here. I'm just going to go ahead and deposit this remainder 300k. But let's go ahead and add up what we got for the month on our random little loot tab. But I've been doing this strategy pretty much like all throughout my RuneScape playing experience, where you slowly buy an item and you really can't go wrong. Because when you slowly buy an item, you slowly buy a 99, you are in theory not like draining your bank, which is, believe it or not, just like very well done. So in 1 month of doing passive birdhouse runs, which I am a birdhouse machine, I end up doing birdhouse runs. Ooh, wow, birdhouses are actually going back up in value. That's really good. Oh no! Probably should have checked, but whatever. I mean, I'm really not. I don't want to classify myself as being like a really greedy person on this game. So I'm definitely very grateful, first of all, to make all that. Dragon fruit seeds, yeah, we did actually get quite a few of these babies. Wish we ended up getting more and stuff. But going back to what I was saying, if you want your bank to look as much like mine as possible, you gotta incorporate different strategies. And one strategy that I do is that I just don't drain my GP cash stack. I slowly buy items. I am constantly doing things that bring me passive GP on this game, and it has grown my bank well beyond 2 bill now for old school RuneScape, which is crazy. RS3 pretty much did the same thing like over the years. And yes, I've done crazy stupid things like done flax to flax to bowstrings, but I did that stuff when, believe it or not, you could end up like tripling your money. Now you really can't so much like triple your GP and stuff, so it's different times. Obviously it's different times. Obviously it's different, it's money-making methods over the years, but there's a lot of things that people overlook in their bank that when you go ahead and add stuff up, it's just like, wow, I didn't realize I ended up having all of this GP in my bank. Where did this GP come from? Well, it was in eggs. It was in junk items. And then, U-seeds aren't selling. Quick, somebody buy my seeds. Why aren't U-seeds selling? Come on, man. Come on, RuneScape. You gotta sell some of this stuff. You gotta take away my U-seeds. Feathers, too. This is actually pretty surprising. Feathers. Almost 200k worth of feathers, and you would never think that feathers. So all in all, 48 mil for doing my passive little birdhouse runs. That's amazing. Now this is my Slayer tab that I ended up keeping. I'm going to keep track about how much GP that I ended up making from Slayer. Like I said, I ended up just throwing it into a BCP. But I think I ended up depositing, or I think I ended up buying some other items as well. Obviously, my Slayer tab is definitely nothing compared to, like, you all out there. Because I know that you all have some crazy Slayer tabs, which are just insane. But then again, like I said, right now in my current lifestyle of living, I'm pretty much playing RuneScape, like, passively. But even playing RuneScape passively, after 1 month, I'm still making more than the average RuneScapian out there. Because believe it or not, and I talk to a lot of people. I do. I'm a very social person in any type of environment. Whether we're at a restaurant, whether we're at a bar, a nightclub, whatever. I'm a very social human being. And I'm also a very social human being on this game, although sometimes people get irritated because I don't reply to them. I obviously do a bunch of other things on this game, so I might be, a little bit busy and stuff. But overall, I do talk to people, and a lot of people always say, they're like, hey, I do high-level PVM. I do Slayer all the time, but I can never really, like, grow my bang past a certain point. And I was actually stuck in a paradox myself, believe it or not, on old school RuneScape, because I was just really doing a whole bunch of things that didn't really have a good, like, GP value to it. And in the last couple years, I've pretty much gone from a 300 mil bank now to a 2 bill bank, because I said, okay, I'm going to start doing things that are more so GP rewarding. And that's what a lot of people just really, like, forget about, is that they do things that are just, like, not GP rewarding. You got to do stuff on this game that's going to reward you a massive amount of GP, but you also got to stick with something. People out there will go to God War's dungeon and they'll spend a ridiculous amount of money at, you know, for all the items and all the equipment, and then they don't ever get a drop at God Wars, and they abandon it, and now they're left with all this money that they just spent on items and food and gear, and they just ended up losing, like, an investment, which is time. And these seeds have got to sell, man. What is going on? Are, like, people dumping these seeds or something? Hopefully they aren't. Come on. I got so many of these seeds from different monsters. It's unbelievable. Which is just really shows you how profitable Slayer is. Really wish I did Slayer more. Okay, so the other junk in my bank that I've been slowly finding, and some of this won't even probably sell, but believe it or not, there's people that just drop all this, like, crap. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it really is, like, just useless items. But even useless items add up to, like, GP. But I ended up finding all these. Well, actually, some of these. Yeah, no. It's actually, no. This is more Slayer items. Okay. So we do got some more Slayer items that I did forget to actually throw in here. Let me go ahead and throw the remainder of my Slayer items in here. Yeah, we've been getting that from that one chest. Blue Dragons banking. Some white berries. I honestly I really, if it's one thing, I really do wish that I ended up starting Slayer, like, a lot sooner. And that's pretty much about, like, it for junk items. And pretty much, yeah, I don't really see any more really, like, well, here are just more, like, Slayer type items here. Oh, this podcast is going to be a humdinger. This podcast is definitely going to be a long one. Oh, majorly long one. All right, let's go ahead and price check everything, right? Price checking item, 53 mil. That's not bad. 53 million GP for doing RuneScape very passively, for doing RuneScape extremely, like, AFK-able. It's just, I really can't complain at all. But after 1 month of doing passive things and turning junk into now profitability, yeah, it's obviously a bunch of GP, I'm going to go ahead and buy a Slayer, it's not a Slayer level. I'm going to buy a, what is that? I'm going to go ahead and buy a, oh, help me, prayer level. And then Nightmare is going to be walking around with a BCP, baby. Let me buy one of these. Oh, yes. I haven't actually worn a BCP on this game in a very long time. And another item that I would like to buy or start saving for next month is going to be an Armadillo plant. I can't believe how expensive these things are. Oh, hopefully it doesn't crash with Summer Rise potentially coming to an end. Let's go ahead and say, let's go ahead and buy. Let me go ahead and put 5 mil towards this item. And obviously that's going to be increasing over time as I do Slayer. But otherwise, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and deposit roughly around maybe 13 mil to my cash stack, grow my cash stack, because I do got quite a few plans for the remainder portion of this year that I will be sharing in merchanting and investing videos too. Whoa, this podcast was definitely, very long. I'm going to wrap things up here. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you found value in this video. But go through your bank after about a month, look for junk, and then you got to say to yourself, hey, this junk is millions, baby. Millions. Otherwise, yeah, we definitely got to spend more time talking about making GP. All right, love you people, and I'll see you all on Thursday with a new pod. Bye.